dog, bounce it in the box like this. Don't stop, don't stop. You a good little puppy. You don't live on the street. You don't want no money.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Here's another makeup video. Self glam 0 to 100 catfishing 101 tutorial. So if you want to catfish with me, and if you want to see like all natural, super glam, yes, and this and that, but you're like, but it's makeup, just stay tuned and keep on watching, because like, you know, that's what I'm here for. Without rambling onward, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you like it, because, you know, just had to do a little soft beat moment. You had to have it. So yeah, thank you for clicking on this video, and let's go ahead and get started.
You your own boss. You don't need no leash. All your shots up to date. You ain't got no fleece.
I got a fucking brain freeze. Whew. Okay, let's get started. It is like fucking 8 p.m. and I'm putting makeup on. What am I doing with my life? Shake, shake, shake. Shake your arm. Shake your body. Oh my god, how do I get this back in?
3 hours later. 1 eternity later.
This is useless. I put way too much on, but oh god. It's supposed to be only a piece-sized amount. I put like 3 fucking pieces. Ew. This is gross. It's way too much. I don't want it to go to waste. Fuck. I can't see shit. So if I'm out of focus or if I'm overexposed, like, don't at me, because I honestly can't see anything. So we're gonna use the Fit Me, Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Polish. It's in the shade 118 Light Beige. Definitely not my shade, but we do what we got to do, hunty. So we grab a paddle brush, and tap this bullshit on. Smiley. I can see myself getting orange. It pisses me off. I feel like I'm gonna turn into like Trump. You don't even see this. Like, I don't know what happened, but I think it's working now. The last remaining bit to cover the zones, the areas that need more covering. Okay, we're blended, Nicole. Right. So, correction, I used the Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage Under Eye Concealer in the shade Fair Shade. It's very pink. I can't use it as a proper concealer, but I use it as a corrector. It's very peachy. But it's brightening too, and it's quite full coverage, which helps these situations. So, I grab the inner part of this sponge. This is a Morphe sponge, by the way. In case you have never known, this is a Morphe sponge. Right, okay, so then while that's setting, we move on to cream parts of a face. So, the Infaillible foundation stick, actually because this foundation shade is oxidizing, this doesn't look as bad. Good thing about this foundation is you can still see my freckles. Stay there, Susan. Liquid the blush. So, this is the Nip and Fab one, the one I always use. To be fair, all the face products I use, I think the only thing that I change is the foundation at this point, because I'm still using the same makeup shades. So, I will soon have to buy a highlighter though, because the Becca Champagne Pop is on its last uses. Can I English? We're gonna look very cray-cray right now, but don't worry. It comes together. It's all about the blending post carrot cake and Pippi Longstocking cake. See? Like, we'll be fine. You gotta allow the process. This is a cream product. We allow the other products to stay for longer. Right? Right. This is the key point. Now, you see all of these, this is not really, like, you know, looking great. I look like I don't know how to do my makeup. But, don't you fret, Monsieur Marius.
Don't you fret.
We will do this properly. Because this is all about, like, you know, you could do this as an everyday blend. Like, I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to, like, you know, your everyday soft beat. You know? You get it? Do you not get it? So, no seriousness. Just watch closely when I put the concealer and how I blend it. That's the pigmentation around here, so I have to put concealer there. This is the pimple. I used to put on the bridge of my nose, but I don't do that anymore. Now that we look like a chicken, we gotta blend this out.
At first I said that I love you when you ain't say that shit back. It's kinda hard to just trust you when both your feelings don't match. Got me showing less emotions, I don't wanna get
Blend it up onto the forehead so it has a more seamless blend. Right, okay. So now to the forehead. Drag it on top of where we put that. And it's looking a little bit more, you know, natural. And now, lastly, because I do have dark under eye circles and they're a bit deep set, I do apply a little bit more of concealer right in the inner corner. I don't need it anywhere else. I'm just going to let that be for a little bit. We're going for Grwm, Azir, Fully, and soap. And setting spray. One spritz. With a spritz on the soap, we have the bushiest of brows. The bushiest of brows. The bushiest of brows. Don't ask me what I'm singing. I do this all the time. But apparently it's the bushy brow song. We do our brows while the concealer is drying a little bit so it doesn't budge that much. And we have full coverage and don't put that much on our skin. I drag this upwards, okay? And it doesn't matter how messy it gets on top, we will fix it. I just need these brows to stay in place, so I do drag the soap around. It might look disgusting and it's like not working at first. Don't worry. Like I said, this is a messy, soft glam, because you could do it for like a proper glam on an everyday basis, but I get lazy. This isn't my everyday glam. It is a soft beat, like I said. And now with a setting brush, we're going to tap the inner corner. Now, here's a trick to not getting it to crease. It's settling in there a little bit. The concealer's warming up. Get your powder ready. Get your sponge ready. Now what I do is I tap the creases under my eyes really quick. And without moving my face too much, I flip the sponge to the side where I'm going to use the powder and then immediately just set the under eye. And then we can proceed to set everything else that will crease on our face. So that's my T-zone. Well, not crease. This is the place that will crease and then the parts that will get oily. So if you have visible pores, like around the butterfly area, so here, I recommend to use a sponge as well and just press the powder in. And if you want, just keep on pressing it in that same place so the pores disappear a little bit more. And it actually does work for me. Let me know if it works for you. Blend the crease bit and then set. And then with a fluffy brush, the places that we do want to keep a little bit dewier and not as matte, I just dust with a big brush. I do set my entire face because otherwise the makeup will not last. Okay. And back to brows. Now that we've had a little bit of movement, we're moving around our brows because the front part of my brow usually tends to fall off, and that probably makes sure that I don't have brow hairs that are flying everywhere. So that's when I start doing my brows. Like I said, we can make this messy and clean it up. It's like an everyday soft glam type of thing. So it's alright, so good, it's okay. Don't know what I'm thinking. Bye-bye, Hunty. Bye. Right, okay, so then with another spoolie, a clean spoolie, not the one that has soap, we're gonna brush and blend the inner corner. Brush upwards, brush sideways, whichever way you feel like is best to try to get this look. I feel like I might have gotten way too much foundation in my brow right here, so. And then with a concealer, you can use the liquid. I prefer cream because it's a bit thicker and you have a little bit more control around the brows. I just grab the concealer. And on top of the brow. Doesn't have to be perfect. So, rest of the face. We grab the Gimme Sun palette. It looks like this. You can get it in Boots, Bomb, very affordable. And then with that tiny, so you see the size comparison. This is a big one, this is a small one, and this is an eye brush. I grabbed the small face one, and I grabbed the shade Buff right here. Grab the shade Buff, and literally just buff that in onto my pit zone. Now I stay until the outer part of my brow, because I already have a bit of a hollow. I don't want to over accentuate it, otherwise I'm gonna look like a skeleton, and that's not the look we're going for today, you know? So blend and buff and blend. Nose contour. I'm gonna try to join the line. I'm gonna make a little bit of a line here and there. Then take the outer corners of my nose like that in a V shape to lift the bottom of my nose, and then take the excess off and then just buff it out. That's literally all I do for the nose contour. Then for the bronzer, I grab the shade Raise, which is this one over here, and I just hit the outer bits of my cheek in case any of the powder took that color away. All I do is set the color that was under there, and I go in kind of in a circular shape with this sun-kissed soft glam type of look, and then on top, just on the top of my forehead, and whatever's in there, just blend it on the outer corner. Kind of giving myself a bronzer helmet, but not really. You get what I mean? Oh my back. My 70-year-old back. And then I just grab bronzer and I put it under my neck. Oh, I forgot to do one thing, by the way. I usually grab the shade Buff and contour my double chin and the remainder out in the sideways, just to bring out my chiseled chin back. Because Corona hit it. I haven't gained weight. Corona hit it from me. I gained weight through Corona's fault. I haven't been moving as much, so I know my fault's okay. You must poop them out. Now, we're not quite done with this palette, because to get that sun-kissed look, what I do like to do is I grab a fluffier tapered brush. This is one I use for blush. This is a brush by Artiste, I believe. This is a brush I got way back in 2015 when I went to Australia, so yeah. I love it. It's still strong with me, so I literally just tap it like that, and then ever so lightly start buffing it into my skin so it kind of merges with the existing bronzer, and I get that sun-kissed look. And then I do this, like I move it side to side, and that's it for the face palette. Now for blush, I love this palette. I highly recommend it. Drugstore. You have 10 shades, and what I like to do is I like to grab these three, the last three, so I just tap it like that, and then in like circular motions around the apples of my cheeks to make myself look a little bit younger and like sun-kissed and nice. I have different blush placements for different techniques and effects, so I kind of do this. And like I drag it onto the bronzer so it blends, but I still keep it quite like, you know, high and in the inner corner. And then on this cheek. And then again I grab a tiny bit more, apply it here, and then start blending it with the under eye, because I don't want it to be too stark and like super contrasted. And I don't want to look like Trump, so I want it to be like seamless, blended, gorgeous, juicy. And that's how I get the sun-kissed kind of look. It still looks a bit cray-cray because we haven't, like, you know, done everything else, but that's that. So next, for my beauty marks, I used to not have any, and I'm very happy that I got some because I feel like they look really gorgeous, especially the teeny tiny ones. They look gorgeous on the skin, and they give like this whole other effect that I just love it. So I grabbed an angled brush and the Morphe setting spray. There's always like a little bit of a puddle from the last time I put setting spray on my face. I grabbed that, and then I grabbed the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place. This is the Warrior 2, sorry. The Warrior 2. And then I grabbed this shade for the moles, this shade for the freckles, and this one for the odd darker freckle that I want to stand out and where I want it to stand out. So the one that I use it wet, as you can see here, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. I use this little corner of it, and I just literally put the brush in there and make it go crazy. I coat it, and I try to get it into a round position here because this brush, I use it on my face and my freckles. I tap it. It's a little bit frayed, but it's fine. It's a little bit damaged, but we still love it, you know? I do. So, here's one of my beauty marks. What I like to do is this. And just tap it. If we had a smaller brush, then it wouldn't look as big, but I don't mind it. And it looks a bit stark right now, but it's fine. I have another one over here. And I don't have any here, but I love to put one here. So, okay. Kind of like that. Now, wherever I have scars or any blemishes or anything like that, I do this technique on top of it as well. So I got a pimple right here, as you saw at the beginning of the video. That again, great. I kind of like see where it is exactly and kind of just mark it. Try to make a circle. It's okay if you don't get it perfect. It's fine. That's more or less what I like to do, and then it doesn't look like you have a pimple. So what I do next is I remove that color, and then I move on to the lighter shade. This shade is called Tana. This shade is called Kusuru. I love this. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing them wrong. I don't need to be disrespectful. I'm trying. If you know how to pronounce them correctly, please correct me. No say no wow. But yeah. But I'm gonna grab Tana, and I just swirl the brush around, and then I don't know if you can see my freckles here. I doubt that you can. Like, maybe you can if I focus and I get close to the camera. So, like, I have some freckles. My natural freckles are, like, from here all the way to here. I like them to be on my nose as well, and you can't really see these, and that's where I put highlight, so I don't really mind. But I really want them to, like, you know, be able to be seen here. So, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna just dot it. And this gives like the most natural freckle effect, I swear. If you use anything else other than powder, they're not as natural and they're more prominent. If that's what you want to go for, then go for it. But I like the look of natural freckles, how my freckles look under makeup, and you can still kind of see them. So I want to give that same effect. Obviously it's a little bit stark with the eyeshadow just like this, but I will show you a little trick that makes them look a little bit more natural if that's what you want to do as well. I'm happy with the amount of freckles I have right now. Now I'm going to grab the other shade that I use for the more prominent ones. It's the shade Yodit. I don't know how to pronounce it. I really don't want to be disrespectful, but yeah, I don't. Anywho, this is a little bit darker, so I do go a little bit lighter with the pressure, and I just put them where I want the freckles to stand the most. Like, I want a few of them to be like, oh yeah, you're there. And freckles are naturally a different shape and a different shade as well. They're not the same shade as beauty marks. That's one misconception. There we go. Okay, so now that I look like a freckled mess, do you see my freckled mess? We're done with this. The side of the sponge that had the powder and the one that we used to set our under eyes and everything, that's the thing that's gonna make everything merry. So, you just press, and keep on pressing. It looks like I'm being really savage with my skin. I am. I'm much gentler on clients, don't worry. It's because it's my face and I'm used to my own pressure. So, it's okay. And then on top of the beauty marks as well. There we go. That's it for the sides. Oh no, we still have highlight. I'm sorry. For highlight, these are the things that I use. Like, this is on its last side, so I'm not going to use it any longer, because look, there's essentially none of it. It's on the corners. And I kind of just dig the brush in, trying to get the most out of it before I buy a new one. Yes, I'm that person. This is the first time I've finished like a highlighter or something like that. I truly love this one. This is Champagne Pop. Becca, it's the Jack on Hill collaboration. I don't even know if they sell it anymore, if they have it anymore, if that collaboration still exists. But I'm gonna get Moonstone after this, and I think Moonstone might be a combination of these two, which would be nice. I won't have to use this one. So yeah, for this I use an M510 brush by Morphe, and I literally like dig my brush in there, try to get as much out, and with what I get out, like, there's still some products in here, don't you worry, we're making the most out of it. I go in circular motions, grab more. And I'm not putting any pressure on it, like, it's just literally me doing that. Put some left on the brush, mostly on the chin. And then I go on top with the Mary Luminizer, and this one I'm a bit like, you know, more precision based, like on the highest point of everything. That's where I put this. Then a tinier brush. This one's for my nose. This is the Morphe E22 brush, and I grab what I can from the Champagne Pop, and I go side to side. I don't know all of the lyrics, I'm sorry. So, and then I do this. I go in an upwards motion, blend it with my finger a little bit. And then I go on top with the Mary Luminizer, and this I just tap. And a bit of a tap there. And that's it for highlight. What I do to blend all of this is I grab the brush I used for nose contour again. I mark the places where I want it to be lifted. And I blend this. And then with another setting brush by Real Techniques, I just kind of like, you know, buff this in on my chin as well. And then for the cheeks, for it to melt with the highlight and it's not just start like this, I go on top with the same brush. I'm not picking up any product. I'm literally just using what's on the actual brush and just kind of brush a little bit away and melt it with the blusher, things like that. And last but by no means least, I grab the sponge, go on top of this and my chin. And then a little bit on the bridge of the nose, because I don't want that to be super shiny. And that's it for the face. That's literally it. For eyeshadow, I like to use a teeny tiny palette. It's not super complicated. This is the Morphe 3B palette. It's tiny, it's comfortable, it's beautiful. Like, I love it. It's just 3 basic shades that you could use on an everyday basis. So now for eyes. This is the shade that I grabbed the most, obviously. This is Kinda Natural, and I picked this shade up with a Smashbox brush. This came in the full exposure palette. I don't know if they still have it. They probably do, because it's one of like the originals, I think. I don't know, but I love this brush. It's bomb. Tiny, travel friendly. It's just, I love it. Good for an everyday. Yes, it's like, it's just disgusting at this point. I need to wash my brushes. But yeah, I pick up about this much, and I set it on the outer corner, going on the inner corner like that. Very messily, as you can tell. And then I just blend. Side to side. Side to side, up onto the brow. So it merges with the nose contour. And then I grab the shade Velvet with the same brush, and I just grab a tiny bit like that, and then I just apply this right on the crease so I have like a pinky hue that kind of matches the blush, and you know, it looks nice when it blends together. I really like that. And then for the bottom part of the lash line, I turn the brush over, and this is like a flat shader brush. You could use two brushes, you could use this one if you have it. And I just grab it like that, I tap it to the same kind of natural shade, and then I kind of do this. Join it with my lower lash line and blend it inward. We're done with this brush, we don't need it anymore, you can throw it away. Now with an angled liner brush, this is the only other brush I'm going to use, slow down. I grab the shade Deep Hue, and I do tap the excess off, and I just follow my natural eyeline, like I don't exaggerate anything. I extend it, like so. You can do it thick, you can do it thin, you can do it however you want, but this is how I do mine. And you can be messy because you still haven't put setting spray and you have powder on your skin, so it's easy to flake off. Flick off. Okay, that's done. If it's a little bit harsh, you can use this brush again, and you can use a like little side bit and kind of just blend that a little bit. I want like a smoky brown liner. That's it for my eyeshadow. Last thing that I do use, it's starting to get hot here and I'll just take the sweatshirt off. I use the BH Cosmetics Power Pencil in the shade Warm Brown. This is just a regular brown liner. I really like it. It is waterproof. I love it. It's nice. I highly recommend. There's it on my top one as well. Last thing I need to do for my eyes is curl it and apply some mascara. You can just leave it like that or apply some lashes. For the sake of this video, I'm going to apply some lashes. But I'm going to do so anyway. I'm going to use mascara, and this is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I highly recommend this if your eyelashes are short and point downwards. They do really hurt. The mascara really does hold the curl, so I really like it. It doesn't matter if you get mascara on your lid, I'll teach you how to remove that. If it happens to you, you have to let it dry though. It might be tempting, I've done it myself. I still do it sometimes. But especially on your lid, let it dry. Okay, so that's mascara done. You can, like I said, you can apply lashes if you want right now. Or you just leave it. Usually I just leave it, but for the sake of this video and so you see the full glam and how everything looks, we're gonna apply some lashes. So, my favorite lashes just died. They broke. They're done, so I'm gonna use another pair. Eyelashes are on now. The only thing that we've got left to do is put some setting spray and some lipstick. So, my favorite lip combo at the moment is the LA Girl Ultimate Lip Intense Day Ultra Liner in the shade 342 Non-Stop Nude. And I really like this because it's a twisty uppy liner. I don't have to sharpen it. I hate sharpening ones. But you know you gotta leave. Oh god, I'm gonna face flashing. And I do overline my lip. I don't know if you can see the difference. This is the end of my lip line, right here. But I do overline it because my lip fat, can you see my pout is still like on it, so it doesn't look like I'm overlining it that much. Only when I put gloss on does it look a bit intense, but I'm not gonna put gloss on, it's fine. So I've run out of this, and it's on its last life as well, so I'm gonna just try and use the little bit that's left, because fucking hell. Okay, this lip liner is basically dead now. I'm going to get a new one. So, for the lipstick I use, and it's long wearing, so I really like this. It's the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick in the shade 05 Loreal. I've used this tons of times on my channel before. I love it. I don't apply it precisely everywhere, I just blend it with the lip liner with my fingers. I meant to give it a moisturizing effect, but not glossy. I like to use the Pop-Up ointment. This is the peachy pink. It says the peach pink balm, and I grabbed just the tiniest bit. I swear I grabbed like a lot. Okay, right. Grabbed like a little tiny bit, and I just dot it in the center of my lips. And that's all I use for my lips. If I want to go for a glossy look, I use the Pure Gloss. It's the Lip Maximizer in the shade pink. That's the shade that I use. But for an everyday type of thing, this is the thing that I use. Last but not least, hair spray. I'm like literally done. I just need to fix this situation. But and then I just fan myself. This is the finished look. Let me just finish doing whatever the hell is needed here and here, and I'll be right back. This is the finished look, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way over here, I hope you enjoyed this makeup video, this soft glam feet, catfishing type of thing, because it still looks like natural, you know, that kind of like, you know, trend going on with the Foxy trend. It's kind of like that, but not really. Does that make any sense? It's still soft glam. I'm using all neutrals. I'm not using any colors. They're all matte eyeshadows. It's still soft, and you know, for highlight, like, I mean, if we wanted it to be true soft glam, it would have been completely matte. But we like a little bit of steaminess in my life, a little bit of sparkle, a little bit steamy, you know? But yeah, this is the final look. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my second channel if you're interested in daily vlogs and stuff like that. It will be at the end screen and in the description box down below. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye
dog, bounce it in the box like this. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. You a good little puppy. You don't live on the street. You don't want no money. You want something. You a good puppy. You ain't sassy. You don't look me in the face. That's nasty. You said you a good puppy. You ain't sassy. And you don't look me in the face. That's nasty. Hey, put the dog, bounce it in the box like this. Don't stop, don't stop, bounce with it.
I don't know why I'm so fucking overexcelled. I spat everywhere. How embarrassing. I don't understand, like, what's your deal? Do you like hate me, or what's your fucking deal? Ugh, I don't know, she's being free today. I'm just gonna allow her.